The Chiefs are in desperate need of a new starting left tackle, and DJ Humphries might be the short-term solution to that problem. You guys are listening to the KC Sports Report. My name is Michael Darcy. Hit that like button on this video and subscribe to this channel for more of the best daily Chiefs content on YouTube. If you guys know, I had the opportunity to go down to New Orleans and talk to so many different players, and I actually got the chance to catch up with DJ Humphries and ask him about his future in Kansas City, and he told me some very interesting things, and so I'm going to go ahead and show that interview clip in a minute, but I'm also going to show this report from Nate Taylor of The Athletic, who said that DJ Humphries wants the opportunity to get through a full offseason and training camp to become the Chiefs' starting left tackle. This is again according to Nate Taylor, and he said this on 96.5 The Fan, but I had the opportunity of talking to DJ Humphries a week before this report came out, and this is exactly what he told me. I'm sitting down here with DJ Humphries. I wanted to ask, you had one of the best introductory press conferences I've ever seen. It was electric. It had me fired up. Take me through the moment that you found out that you were going to be a Kansas City Chief.
Man, me and my wife were just hanging out, and I got the text pretty much telling me what the deal opportunity was, and pretty much the action was that something that I was willing to do. And once I said I was, it was pretty much full speed ahead from there. Once I said I was out of the door that next morning headed to Kansas City. So it was from then it's been a whirlwind of events ever since then. It's been exciting though, for sure.
So how has the preparation been? Because I couldn't imagine being thrown in a new offensive system, having to block for Patrick Mahomes with all that pressure and expectation to come in right away when you're still recovering from an ACL injury. And so could you talk a little bit about not only how you're feeling right now, but how hard you've worked to get to this point?
Oh man, I've been working hard since January 25th of last year. When I actually had the surgery, it's been nothing but hard work ever since. And there's no really way to prepare for that moment, for those moments. You can train and you can train. There's no way to simulate football. So being thrown in those moments was something that I knew I was going to have to do to be able to get all the way back to myself. I wish we would have went about it a little differently and had a better plan to kind of ease me into there, didn't have to hand me and kind of set everything back. But I felt fine. I felt like I was ready for those moments. I felt like I was ready to be thrown into those moments. But it's just the belly of the beast. That's how football works. It's kind of how the game goes. You know what I mean? And luckily, we play offensive line, and we got a team full of stars that we can move Joe Tooney out and have Caliendo step in because these guys are ballers and they can do these things. You know what I mean? These guys can start anywhere, in any position, and then you have them on your team. So now we can plug and play and still be able to get the job done. So that's just a testament to Coach Reed, Coach Heck, and Coach Beach and how they're able to put together a roster. You know what I mean? And it's definitely been a journey for sure, but it's been fun though.
Do you think that hammy injury got re-aggravated because you're almost overcompensating for the ACL at all?
Oh, definitely. I think my body just hadn't been exposed to that level of what do you call I want to say exerting myself. I hadn't got to that level of output. You know what I mean? And my body was my first time in pass making contact was that game. So my body was like, yo, dude, this is fun, but we're a little tired. But you know what I mean? So I think that there's no way to prepare for that. You have to play ball to get in football shape, and for your body to get those you can't simulate 70 reps in a training setting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that. Those type of situations definitely suck for sure.
How does the hamstring feel now?
It feels good now. Yeah, it's fine now. I'm all healed now. I think I just missed that window of being able to build that continuity with the guys. Between me and Joe, I should say, being able to build that continuity between me and Joe. But it's been super impressive to watch what he's doing, moving out to the left, and Caliendo coming in and responding at the left guard spot. It's been impressive to watch, man.
I know you only signed a one-year contract, but how much do you think about potentially your future in Kansas City? Listen, they're going to need a left tackle eventually.
Yeah.
I think that there's definitely room for you to come back and have that opportunity to get the continuity with the guys and block for Patrick Mahomes. Is that something that you think about at all?
Oh yeah, definitely. I kind of catch myself just speaking in terms of me being here next year, you know what I mean? And I had to catch myself like, oh damn, I don't know what's gonna happen actually, but that's what I'm hoping for, obviously. I think this place is good for me. and the structure and how it is and how Coach Reed handles things and how Coach Heck is. I think it's good for me here to be around some structure like this. So I definitely want to be here for sure.
And then my final question for you, could you describe the culture difference between here and Arizona? I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that this is just a different beast, but what does that exactly mean?
Yeah, I think it is. It's definitely a different beast. I think that what I see is a consistent level of accountability. There's no drop off in my level of accountability versus Wanye's level of accountability versus Trey's level of accountability. We're expecting the same thing from all of us, all the way from Pat to me to whoever you see in this room. Everything is the same level of professionalism, the same level of care and attention to detail and effort is expected from all of us. And if it's not given, it's going to be spoke about and somebody's going to pull you to the side and say, hey, that's not good enough every time. And I think that's just a testament to how they do everything. When you are that way, you got an opportunity to go on the three-peat, and you 4 championships in the last 6-5 years, how many years it is, you know what I mean? It's like this is the recipe for real. This is what it looks like. This is how you do it. It's one of those deals that's like, hey, I've done things away for so long, but I also don't have any championships. You know what I mean? And that was comfortable. Those ways were comfortable, and I have nothing to show for other than years of experience. Fast forward to here, being here for 2 months, and I can show you some hats and some shirts over those times, and I can show you how I got it just from discipline and the way that this thing is taught from the top down.
DJ, thank you so much. So I had the opportunity of asking DJ Humphries what he wanted his future to be like, and he wants to be in Kansas City. That is very clear and apparent that he kind of has to catch himself thinking about the future because just the nature of the business in the NFL, it's not a guarantee that he is going to be back in a Chiefs uniform. But here's what I see. The Chiefs have a glaring issue at left tackle. They signed DJ Humphries towards the end of the season, coming off of an ACL injury, to be their savior, to be the guy that stepped in and immediately made life easy for Patrick Mahomes. And while that sounded nice on paper, you heard in that interview, he was still recovering from that injury. His body wasn't ready to play football. And so I think that give him a full offseason, give him a training camp in a preseason, and let him go through the offseason programs that the Chiefs have. He could be a solid left tackle in this offense. He's got some good football left to be played. And you heard in the interview as well, he was healthy. He could have played in that Super Bowl, but Andy Reid was going to ride the hot hand. But DJ Humphries was healthy and ready to go. And so I see a guy that could absolutely be a contributor on this team next year. And while he might not be my number one option, the left tackle market's pretty slim, guys. We're going to talk about that over the next couple of days. I mean, there's guys like, Alaric Jackson from the Rams or, Ronnie Stanley from the Ravens, but that's kind of it. There's a lot of guys that haven't really done very well in this league. I remember the Vikings tackle. He's going to be a free agent. So it's kind of slim pickings at the left tackle position in free agency. And do you really want to draft a rookie left tackle to protect Patrick Mahomes? Even if it's in the first round, it didn't work out so well last year with Kingsley. So the Chiefs have a very tough decision to make. I think that DJ Humphries could actually be a pretty solid stopgap left tackle, someone that comes in, can give you another year, be solid, almost like what the Chiefs did with a couple of their other left tackles. Their names are escaping me for whatever reason right now, but we were talking about bringing him in during the season. Orlando Brown a couple years ago, they have done a really good job of finding a left tackle, placing him here, placing him there, and it's worked out, but the left tackle market right now is not really very good. And so that's why I don't think that you can go out with the assumption that, we'll just go get a good left tackle in free agency when I'm not sure if that option really exists at this point. So I could absolutely see a world in where DJ Humphries comes back to this team because he is someone that I think if you give him an offseason, he can be good enough. Now, that guy that I could not forget to mention was Donovan Smith. They won a championship with Donovan Smith at left tackle, and he was a one-year rental. And so I do think that DJ Humphries could be very similar to Donovan Smith, but the question is, are the Chiefs willing to do that? Are the Chiefs willing to, kick the tires again on DJ Humphries? his health is a bit of a question. He's getting up there in age. He had that ACL injury, and then, of course, he suffered a hamstring injury against the Chargers in his first game as the starter. But again, if you want to reference the interview that I just did, he was talking about how if he could do it again, he probably would have taken it slower. The Chiefs kind of threw him right into the fire, and that's not really fair. That was not fair to his body. That was not fair to, what he was working towards. But that's kind of the nature of the beast. The Chiefs needed a left tackle, and DJ Humphries came off the street after not playing for over a year and tried to give it his best shot. And it just wasn't good enough, and he got hurt. But maybe if the Chiefs give him another opportunity, because his market's not going to be super high. You could bring him back on another one-year contract. Don't give him a bunch of money. You can draft a left tackle. You can try to sign another free agent. You can kind of do some things to make it so you have multiple safety blankets. But he might be the best option out there at this point in time. So, man, I mean, the Chiefs just desperately needed a left tackle, but they needed at maybe the worst time to go out and find one because the options just aren't there. So, I don't hate the idea of DJ Humphries coming back to this team. And I know a lot of you are going to say, Michael, we need a solid left tackle. We need someone that we can rely on, 3 or 4 years down the line because it's just a different left tackle every single year. But I'm just saying that I don't know if the market is there to find that guy. I don't know if there's guys in the draft that you'd feel comfortable drafting at the end of the first round or the second round that could be solid left tackles that you would trust protecting Patrick Mahomes in his rookie season. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about DJ Humphries and what he could bring to this offensive line after this ad break. The Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway is the place to be. With over 1,500 slot machines, 35 table games, 4 restaurants, and a new ESPN Bet sportsbook, there are plenty of ways to find your fun. For more chances to win, follow them on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to the Rice Real Estate Group, Kansas City's premier partner in real estate. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, you'll receive a tailored experience designed just for you. Specializing in residential, commercial, and investment properties, the dedicated team over at the Rice Real Estate Group helps guide you through every transaction, including navigating those short, complex sales. With a commitment to personal one-on-one service, they will ensure that you are supported every step of the way. You can achieve your goals with expertise, care, and a customized approach that truly makes a difference. Ready to make your next move? The Rice Real Estate Group is here to make it happen. For more information, call 816-819-9333. Shout out to all of our wonderful sponsors for supporting this channel all off season long. But getting back into the main video topic, do you guys want to see DJ Humphries back in a Chiefs uniform? Is this an option that you're even willing to consider? Because a lot of Chiefs fans, kind of myself is included, we want to see them get a solid left tackle for at least the next 3 to 4 years. Like, get someone that you can rely on outside of some crafty veteran who's just going to be here for a season. And so I see that line of thinking, but again, I just don't know if the market's going to be there. And DJ Humphries could be a really solid, player at that position, assuming he can stay healthy and assuming that he gets to, go through the offseason protocols and go through all of the programs to get him ready and prepared for actual games. Which, if that's the case, I'm kind of for, trying that decision, but it's going to just be very interesting to see which direction that Brett Veach decides to go in. So I do think it is kind of funny that, Nate Taylor of The Athletic said that he wants the opportunity to get through a full offseason and training camp and become the Chiefs starting left tackle. When I talked about this about a week ago, because I talked to him at the Super Bowl, but again, Nate's a great reporter and he does such a fantastic job of covering this team. But I had the scoop on this one, Nate. I've been on the DJ Humphries train for a while, and when I had the opportunity to talk to him at the Super Bowl, he told me he wants to be here for the future. So, Chiefs Kingdom, I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section below. What do you think of DJ Humphries' future in Kansas City? Do you want to see him next year? Are you excited about the update that he wants to be here? Because there's a very encouraging sign that this guy wants to be a member of this team next season and provide that stability for Patrick Mahomes. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video, and as always, go Chiefs.